after me. You wouldn't go after me, Pepper, would you? No, you wouldn't. People have become, dare say, quite disconnected from what's happening in the soil or on the farm. We're now, I suppose, a culture that has been buying stuff from supermarkets and it's all on a shelf. And even, I know I was 17 or 18, I think, before I really realised the sprouts grew on this long stalk. There's loads of sprouts up there. You know, I'm from a town myself and from a shopkeeping background. So I'm used to buying and selling, and that's what most people are doing, you know.
So Cloughjordan Eco-Village is really a neighbourhood of Cloughjordan, a small historical heritage town in rural Ireland. In 1999, a number of people in Dublin who were into sustainable development, into cooperatives, realised that if we're going to have the impact we need for sustainability, for the planet, we really needed a model that brought together a lot of the things that everyone would have to be thinking about. Renewable energy systems, organic food systems, green building, high performance buildings, renewable energy. There's a lot of things that need to be brought together in a living community.
There's a prediction made that we'll have tables full of food and we'll die of starvation. It'll have very little nutrition in it. So that's why we're organic, but we're biodynamic as well. And we're trying to basically here with the soil, the new word now is biological farming, working with the microbes and trying to get nature back to where it was before, you know, and work together with it and get that biology going, which releases a lot of the minerals that are in the soil, you know, not relying on so many inputs and things. So.
So our idea was to buy a farm and to build an education centre. We set up an educational charity that's developed the project, and we, in 2003, 2004, located to Cloughjordan and bought the estate, got planning permission for 130 homes. We've currently got 55 occupied, so we've got a long way to go. We have Ireland's largest community-supported agriculture farm on our project. We have 17,500 trees planted in the community woodlands. We have our own renewable energy district heating system that provides hot water and heat to all of the houses through insulated pipes. And we have done quite innovative things like we have our own fibre optic cabling throughout the estate to ensure that there's good broadband and telecoms in our communities, established by a business that emerged out of our community.
I'd be worried about the greater world as we are now, and but for us to do this here, any community can do this. This is not something that, you know, only a select few can do, and organic has always been a little bit elitist as well, in a sense, and it's a bit more expensive. The community farm gets over that a lot because we're growing for the community, and they pay a certain amount, all right, but they also get the gluts and they get all the benefits. We even grow crops where they can pick themselves. We don't have to do the labour, and so we kind of cut out all the middlemen, and in that sense it becomes viable then and quite efficient even, you know. So the farm, what's really important is, okay, the growing the crop is one thing, but having this place that people can come and make that connection again. I really believe too that if we're, as a race, we do need to eat. If you need to eat, I think we need to have some hand in the growing of the food. So whether that's coming down and just walking the field and looking at it and maybe helping out or not, but realising how the whole cycle works. Nature is really prolific, if it's nurtured and worked with. you go against nature and you're just going to have a battle on your hands all your life. You know, it's going to be a struggle, and it is a struggle for a lot of farming out there. Industrial farming is really coming to a grinding halt. It's heavily relied on fossil fuels, it's heavily relied on a lot of inputs. There's less and less people on the farm, so the skills are being lost, you know, as regards sustainable living. So I think what we're doing makes sense.
Now that I've lived here for almost 2 years in August, I'm like, oh my God, we can't tell that many people in the cities about living here because then we'll be swamped. Because, so a year and 3/4 ago, I was paying €1,200 in Sandymount for an end of terrace tiny house, whereas here, all of my bills, except for some groceries from supermarkets, but all of my bills, which include biodynamic organic veg growing on my doorstep, seasonal veg, and milk locally, the Riot Rye Bread Club, which is award-winning sourdough bread, which is really good for me, and as much as I eat, I don't seem to put on weight. It's fabulous. Thanks, Joe and Julie. And also bins, internet, heating, service fee for living in this estate, electricity. What else do you pay for in a house? Rent. So all of that, not including groceries and not including meat, is €700. €700, and I was paying $1,200 just in rent in Dublin. But don't tell anybody because it's just unreal. Yeah, like every shop I go into, the people are as nice as the next person. It's really a phenomenal place to live, and I can't believe like there's still sites for sale. It's shocking.
Our biggest challenge has probably been the economic downturn. That although we were predicting it, a lot of us, we actually borrowed far too much. And so our challenge now in a depressed economy is how to stay viable and buoyant. So, I mean, we've managed to do that so far, 5 years into the downturn, but we really need to make sure that both the eco-village and the entities within the eco-village are viable. Right now, with the number of households we've got, our services are probably a little bit more expensive than they should be if we had 130 people. Our farm, which has about 80 members, could do with about another 50 members to stay really viable. Our enterprise centre, which has co-workspace, so that's hot desking environments, probably could do with a few more people coming with business and entrepreneurial ideas. And there's a lot of initiatives that we can't get off the ground because we don't have the critical mass. So we do need to, as a company, the Eco-Village company, we do need to sell sites, but we really need to attract more people here, especially younger people. We have very few people under the age of 40 now. But when we started, you know, we were between 25 and 35. So we really need to think about our succession, bringing younger people in, and showing that there is a viable option of living in rural Ireland, that you don't have to, if you're smart or young, have to immigrate to the cities or other countries. And that is thinking about how we live in a healthier way. It's about, I think, a good life. It's not just about sacrifice and giving things up, this idea of sustainable community. We have warmer homes that are bright and dry. We have an abundance of food that comes from 10 to 100 meters away. We have relationships with other farms. We have an amazing sense of neighborliness and community that's rich and rare at this time in our society. And yet, I think intrinsic in everyone is a desire for that. But we're stuck with certain stereotypes whenever we mention eco-village. Oh yeah, that's a bunch of hippies, or that's a green thing, or, you know, and we really need to normalize these stereotypes, or we need to rethink, you know, what it is to have a good life. We need to normalize these technologies and methodologies, and we need to sort of facilitate a stronger sense of community, a stronger sense of place, better relationships, a deeper relationship with our environment and nature.
What they are is they're the green incinerator. Pigs they're the most efficient animal on the farm to convert vegetable or waste into meat. They're more efficient than any of the other animals because they'll eat anything basically. Less is more. If you think of that theory, that basically if you have a higher quality, you don't need to eat as much. But the welfare, it all comes into play here. And we would maintain this is like a pig hotel. Isn't that like a pig hotel? Don't be grumpy, don't be grumpy. I'll give you no scratch. Girl. But animals bring they bring a certain quality to a farm. Not just the environment and all that, but in the fertility. If you really want to be looking at gaining a good quality fertility, the animals will help that process on much quicker than any other animals or any other way. You know, people do grow green manures to build up humus levels, and you can do it through plants, but the animals, I think, bring a special quality to the place. Yeah, and they're very complementary. When the horses are finished in the stable, there'll be dung up to this height, maybe a couple of foot of dung, and we'll go along and we'll poke holes in it, and we'll drop in grain, cereals into it, and we'll let in Peppa, and she'll root up the whole thing. She'll just root the whole out after the grain, and that'll turn our compost. That'll get the first start, because if you try to dig that with a fork now, it'll be very solid, because the horses are walking on it, you know. So, you know, they all have their role. It's very complementary.
When we initiated this project, we thought it would be a model that could be replicated, that there would be more eco-villages or eco-neighbourhoods developed. In this economic downturn, and realising that we need to retrofit our existing towns and villages and city neighbourhoods, we now see that our project is a destination for learning. Communities, entrepreneurs, researchers can come and spend some time here and learn what we've been doing, some of the methodologies we've employed, and take them back to their own communities. That it might not be about building new build eco houses in new neighbourhoods anymore. I think there's a part of that. But there is in our traditional housing estates and streets that we start to build a stronger sense of place and put in more sustainable systems that allow us actually to thrive in a very uncertain future, not just to survive, you know, and get along.
What you put in, you get out. It's really about quality of food leads to health issues. You know, hopefully you'll be a lot more healthier, which leads to a better environment for everybody, because the land, if it's been farmed organically and biodynamically, it's going to be better for nature, it's going to be more biodiverse. I mean, at the moment, we seem to be under pressure on every area, climatic-wise, and how we manage our resources on the earth. We're really struggling as a race. So there's a lot in the idea of having really good quality food, but even having a place to come.
We're only getting to know one another.
She's eating.
Huh?
She's eating originally.
She's feeding.
No, she's eating or just turning land over. Eating.
What a term.
I hope that Clough-Jordan Eco-Village can really be a beacon of light in these uncertain times, and that people can come here to help and assist us learn, but also to take some of the learning, some of the approaches we've employed back to their own communities, to accelerate this transition that we need to make to a low carbon and resilient society, and make our lives higher quality and our relationships better. And you know, it's a different way of being, a different way of thinking, a different way of interacting. I hope that's what we can show here in Clough-Jordan Eco-Village.